So here's the 3 different willow projects I had done. So this one I had actually sort of styled kept the longest. So it, took off the least on the whole structure. And it didn't really produce a second flush. Now it did get kind of fried and dried while I was gone, so it kind of lost some leaves. Now this one I took a lot off because a big branch actually just broke as I was bending it. And so, but what it did was it produced a tremendous amount of these sort of smaller branches. And I think that's more what I want to go for, is more this dense and not as leggy. And this is sort of like in between. And I ended up taking off a branch and less hanging down, and it produced a small second flush. Now this could have been timing of the year when I did it. Anyways, you can see the 3 sort of variations, and you can see how much more dense that is. And I just need to get it to weep a little bit more. And there's some of these sticking off the edges. We'll just keep working on it. Just keep bending and bending and bending. Give it a couple more years, I think, and these might actually turn into something. So I think next year I just get all the branches I want and then hard trim, force a second flush, and then try to use that. Cedar, golden cedar. So I had this one, I up potted it, I want to say 2 years, or maybe I got it in the fall and then I had a whole growing season. I really liked that sort of old looking bark. Really wanted to highlight that. So what I'm gonna do, and I thought, even before I repot, I can see this big root, so I'm going to work on it before I even pot or put it into a container. But like these lower branches are going to go. I'm really just trying to pick the front. I mean, I see this nice Nabari, like I said. This is probably the most enticing front. And then I can use this. I have to curve that with a nice wire to sort of match the movement of the base. Yeah, I do think it'll probably just pretty much go straight upright. So here's the tree. Took a lot off. I'm gonna really just see how it responds to this before any other styling. I'm really, not that happy with it. Such a strange one, right? It's a golden cedar, so it has this, but it has this juvenile growth also. So after trim like that, maybe it'll all turn juvenile. I don't know. Maybe do I try to keep it juvenile? Yeah, hard to say. Did some nice roots coming out here. I did like the movement, and then I just bent this big one down. Now I'm thinking this came out of off a cutting, right? So it's got this old bark, probably from the original tree, and then it's grown all this new stuff. So who knows how long it'll take for that to bark up like that, which is what I really like. Yeah, I just have it in one of these cement sort of, what do you call them? I just mounded up sand and poured cement over top, kind of pretty thick. Gives it a real flat look, and makes it look like there's not a lot of roots in there. Now I did take out more than I thought, but should be good. We'll just see how it responds. Maybe in the future there's a better angle in the trunk. Maybe you get a lot more movement at some point. So we'll just see how the tree responds. Thanks for watching. Yellow cedar. Looks like I put some wire on there. Looks like it's biting in, so I'm gonna try to pull that off. And I don't know what to do with this. It looks like I've kind of twisted it around. And maybe turn this up here and make some sort of canopy here. So anyways, it's late in the year, and this reverts to juvenile and then adult growth. But I feel like I need to do something with it. So I went a little crazy, like a flat top tree.
I actually straightened this out because it was just kind of subtle, and then it was this huge, and it paralleled the ground, huge curve on the trunk. So I actually kind of straightened it a bit, which is different. And then, you know, it kind of comes up here, and then comes around here, and then comes out here. And so, you know, in the future, maybe I'll pull those up and make it into a tree. But for now, it was kind of, well, what am I going to do with this? And, you know, is it instant bonsai? Do I do, you know, something planned way for the future? And so I said, well, I can kind of do a little bit of both. I want it to kind of look nice. It's kind of a nice, unique, different plant in my collection, just because of the color. It's got this nice yellowy color to it. So it just kind of pops compared to some of the other trees. So I thought, well, I'll kind of do, you know, like almost a African style baobab style with the sort of flat tops. And I mean, obviously it doesn't have all the little branches coming up like a deciduous would. So it's but you know, and then maybe do I take this off? Probably at some point. But we'll see. I just kind of figured I'd leave it for now, and it's you know, it's one of those things. It's one of those trees. It's like, you know, it can never be something super great, but you know, just even as it is like that, I kind of like it. So I'm much happier with it. Before it was just like a bush, couldn't really see anything, and I probably took off 50%. Yeah, 50%.